Well, hello, you guys. I'm Maddie from Temple of Geek.
Hi.
Hey,
It's so good to meet you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat about this movie with me.
hmm
yeah.
Thank you for having us. I'm excited.
Yeah, amazing. So, can you introduce yourselves to our audience a little bit and tell us about the character you voice in Blue Lock?
Sure. So my name is Bryson Baugus, and I play Nagi Seishiro in Blue Lock, and he's kind of that like aloof character who doesn't like to try too hard. He hates putting in effort into things, but little would somebody suspect he's effortlessly just amazing at soccer.
My name is Kamen Casey, and I'm the English voice actor for Oreo. And he is a rich kid who's out to prove his parents wrong. That's not my dream, Dad. I got my own dream. I'll show you.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we love them both. And so, what is it like to see Blue Lock reach the point of success where we get a movie in theaters?
It's been amazing. Honestly, the thing with anime in general is it's hard to tell what shows are going to blow up and get their own films, especially theatrical releases. I feel like it's become more of a thing over the past few years with theatrical anime releases, but it's still very like exciting to see when it's something that you've worked on. And Blue Lock in particular, I think it had a lot of those early signs that like, oh, this is going to be really awesome because the characters are amazing, the premise is amazing, and I feel like the timing couldn't have been better when they released the first season around the same time as the World Cup. And so like I feel like soccer hype was as high as it could ever be at that time. So yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind blowing to be a part of it. I just remember growing up as a kid and walking to the living room and watch my dad watch Johnny Quest and then Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, these cartoons are so cool, like these are so different than the other ones, and now to be like, hey, Dad, want to go see my movie?
Yeah.
like how did we get here? Where did the time go? And it's all amazing, and the feelings are catching up to it's all the things that are going on. But whew, super
Mhm.
excited.
Yeah, and it's always really cool to see it in a room full of, fans who are just as excited as you are.
For sure,
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And so how have your families felt, about this sort of thing for you guys?
I mean, my parents have been super supportive. Anime hasn't really been their thing, but every now and then I'll tell them about a thing I'm in, and they always just let me know, like, oh, I'm so proud of you for like doing what you wanted to do. I've been wanting to do this since I was like 14, be an actor on either stage. I never did much on camera, but I would have done that if I had the opportunities. And then voiceover kind of blew up, and so like anytime I get the chance to talk to my family about it, they always seem super proud. Hopefully that they continue to be proud.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, typical, parents of artists are like, "Oh, how's this gonna make money? How are you gonna figure out
Mhm.
these things?" And so, always this support system, but always asking the right questions. And I love to be able to prove that I can do this full time, and whether it's in acting, with commercials, TV, film, whatever's going on, whatever's available, stunts, just trying to balance that out and to make a life of that. And of course, my dad's a huge anime fan. He loves this stuff. My mom she's hilarious. She's the sweetest person on the planet. She'll be like, well, why aren't you voicing the black characters? I'm like, Mom,
Aw.
Mom, like we're just providing an English experience for people who want to listen to it in English. It's not that like, look at the toys, Mom. Look how cool this is. She's like, I love it. I love it. I'm just
Yeah.
confused.
Aw. I love that so much. That is so sweet. What an experience for you guys. That's
Oh,
phenomenal.
sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, you're good.
Dogs
Um,
heard something outside. Sorry.
no, that's totally fair. I have a dog of my own and my kid, is in the other room, so we're good. It's all good. So, how was preparing for this film different than, say, like going in to record an episode of Blue Lock?
So especially because this movie focuses more on Nagi and Reo's relationship more so than the show does, it feels familiar in the way that like we've already established these characters and we've been able to touch on their backstories a bit through the show, but to just sort of hyper focus and deeper look even deeper into it. It's been an amazing process, and I feel like especially with Nagi, I was able to reestablish some of his earlier characterization. And I feel like when you come into a character in the middle of a TV series, like you get the establishment of like what the character is, and you're trying to figure out with the director, okay, what direction are we going to take this character? And with every character, there's always going to be some level of evolution throughout the series. Like, oh, we've discovered new things, and I feel like being able to come in and do a lot of Nagi's earlier stuff with some of the developments and discoveries we made about his characterization later on in the series felt like a very good opportunity to sort of incorporate all aspects of the character that I found while working on the first season.
Yeah. Yeah, working on the first season, absolutely amazing and fun, but less pressure. There's not as many lines. Like even it's related to sports. You do in, you play your role, you get out. You get in, hit your role, get out. Now the microscope is on you. You're the stars of the team. So it's like once I saw the line count and the reaction count, I'm like, whoa, this is the most lines and screen time I've ever had in anything voiceover related. So I'm like, okay, this is a chance to shine, but a chance to be careful to not drop the ball as well. And so I think the challenge was is maintaining the consistency of the voice, because I do think, and we spoke about this in an early interview about just how close our actual voices can be to the character. And I did feel like the original, Japanese actor was his was a little bit higher. I was like, oh, that kind of scared me going into it. Like, oh, I want the fans to, when they do switch over, if they start with sub and listen to dub, that they don't go, I don't know if there's going to be a little bit of that, but I want to do the best possible job I can to at least match the original actor his passion and voice range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. And I think it is really amazing that you both got this chance to shine as these characters in this film. And so looking at Nagi and Reo, do you find yourselves relating to more of Nagi, who's kind of like the tired, I don't really want to get sweaty kind of vibe, or are you more of like the go-getter Reo?
I feel like I haven't talked with Kamen that often, but just from these interviews alone, I feel like we both are very much our own characters. Like I've never been particularly athletic, and I'm not just naturally good at soccer. I would definitely have to try really hard. But I'm my brothers were the ones playing baseball, tennis, soccer, and all that stuff. I was in the stands playing Game Boy.
I don't relate to Rayo's money. I would love to,
Oh yeah,
but
no, yeah.
Wouldn't we all?
his jack of all trades was the first thing when I'm reading up on him. After booking the show, I was like, whoa, okay, I can hone in on that. I definitely feel like I don't feel like the master of anything I do, but I can make a living doing all the different things I do. Like even as an actor, you'll see me in commercials, TV, film, voice acting, stunts. I'll try to make my own projects. They might suck, but eventually they're going to get good, right? Whatever I can do to make a living with my talents. I always felt comfortable, even as an athlete. I was never the tallest, never the fastest, but I was fast. I could jump high, maybe not the highest. So I really loved Rayo's jack of all trades. I was like, okay, I can relate to that.
You're a flex roll.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And Reo is the hype man, like he wants to see others succeed, which is always fun to see in a sports anime where it's not always about I want to be the best. It's well, I want to see my friend be, good at what he does too.
And I feel like a lot of their arc as characters as well is Nagi is very much that same energy as well, and so I feel like that's also why they support each other so well. And I don't want to spoil developments as they go, but like I feel like that makes certain aspects of their relationship later on in the show like even stronger in their messaging. So yeah, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I do feel like they do really work really well together. Spoiler free, review there. Yeah, for sure. And so what are you guys hoping that audiences take away from this film?
I sorry, can you repeat the question? My dogs were distracting me.
No, you're fine. What are you hoping that audiences take away from the movie?
I hope they take away a really fun experience and are able to watch the show and be like, oh man, I really need to watch the movie, and then either if they haven't seen the show already, like come in and be like, oh man, I really need to check out the show now if this is what it's about, because I feel like it is really an outlier among sports anime in that it does really showcase that individual drive and that individual hunger to be the best at what you do. And if it's the thing that you're watching after already having seen the first season, then I just hope that they come away from it really hyped for season 2 later in the year.
Yeah, I hope it just grows the fan base that they know it's okay to have different favorite characters. I love that about this show where almost like Dragon Ball Z or Pokemon. It's like, who's your favorite character? And you can argue all day. And I hope this spawns video games. It's just there's so many characters and they were so fleshed out. So I hope they leave with having an awesome experience and arguing with their friends about who their favorite is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It would be really cool to see this as a video game. I think this would make a great game for sure.
I would play it.
We'll manifest it. Let's put that out there in the world, you know? If they can make other anime, if they can make Jujutsu Kaisen a game, they can make Blue Lock a game.
Exactly, yeah. It's already got the game ingrained in the premise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Is there anything that you can tell us that's kind of spoiler free that you are the most excited about?
Ooh, the animation is really great. There's a lot of great visuals in the film that I think fans are gonna love. And then just like there are moments in it, again, spoiler free. There are moments in it where I feel like I really got to I really got to showcase some of that acting range that I've been wanting to for a long time. I feel like Nagi isn't the kind of character that like I'm typically cast as. I tend to be playing more hyper energetic characters, and so playing a more low key aloof guy, there was a lot of moments that I was able to tap into that like I don't normally get to, and so that's what I'm excited to see how that's received and see how it came out in the final product.
Yeah, so I was gonna say acting and all the different talented people that worked on the project and character arcs, emotions. You're gonna have a chance to cheer and laugh and maybe cry a little bit. It's up to you, but I think it's such a good range of like that's why I leave the house. Like it's been tough to get people to leave the house to watch movies, but when you got a movie that makes you feel all the feels and takes you away from the real world and just have some fun with some popcorn and a big icy, this is one of those.
Yeah.
You're going to feel all the feels and have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can attest, I felt all of the feelings when I got to watch it. Yeah, it was great. There was a moment I don't want to spoil anything, but I did have to pause it because there was a line in the English dub that I had me laughing so hard.
Dang, I want to know.
I will say it was a reference to another anime. And
Oh, gotcha.
I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So you guys did an incredible job. I'm really excited for people to, watch the movie and enjoy, the kind of the same things that I got to. And kind of a little funny question here. How do you think that you personally would fare in the Blue Lock training facility?
I wouldn't even get invited. I would play a qualifying match and like be knocked out in the first round or something. Like I am very not working on shows and seeing shows like this, like it definitely makes me want to be more athletic and go to the gym more often. But I'm very sedentary.
I'm a little short. I'm 5'10" on a good day, 5'9". So kind of relate to Isagi. I don't know how tall Isagi is, but I think in competition I can be kind of cutthroat though. I do relate to the like even in auditions. I tell them when I was teaching, I just stopped teaching. I needed a break from it, but I tell my students like only if one person can get the role, that's it. Like I know we're all having fun here, but when it comes down to the business aspect of it, it's competitive. So I give myself a mantra before I go into an audition. Why not me? Why not my family? So I can hone in on my family's got to eat. This is my dinner today, right? Just if you can get that cutthroat about it in that moment and then let it go and then go back to life. But in that moment, yeah, go hard, be passionate. Don't be afraid to stand in the light and say, I want this really cool thing. It's okay.
Yeah. I love that mindset. That's fantastic. Yeah. Do you think that any of the other characters that you voice would do well in Blue Lock?
Good question. I like Maddie. Maddie's got the best question.
Oh, thank you.
Right? I feel like if Hinata and Haikyuu, if Blue Lock was about volleyball, he'd probably rank pretty high up there.
Yeah.
I don't know how well he would do in soccer in particular, but if it was like about a different sport, but like the same kind of setup, I feel like he would do pretty well. And then I'm trying to think of like a character that would be good at soccer in particular. Yeah, that's the only like major sports character I've played that I think would be good. I'm trying to think if any like action or shonen other type characters would be good in sports, but
I think
I'll let
it's
Hammond answer.
I didn't get enough to spend a lot of time with him. I hope they come back with some more work for in the free world. Kaide Kinjo, he's kind of a bully and kind of a lone wolf against the good guys, and I think he has that mentality. Now he wouldn't make any friends, but I think if it was a solo venture, I think he'd be okay. He might be like Bato a little bit in that world.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. Well, thank you guys so much. We are so excited for, the Blue Lock movie, the Nagi, episode Nagi. And, I hope that you guys also get to, enjoy the film too.
Oh yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
already signed up to check it out twice.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.